Hello, this is Gray Hughes. I am doing a video right now based on questions that people are asking. Has the Barbarian in the April Tinsley case killed before? And we don't know the answer to that, but there was a case back in 1990 in the same area that had people wondering that same question. The medical examiner even said he believes the same person who killed April Tinsley also killed Sarah Jean Bowker. Okay, so let's take a look at that case right now. This article by the News Sentinel was actually an article about April Tinsley, but then brought up the Sarah Jean Bowker case. Let's first take a look, though, prior to that, to the blog True Crime Diary, and this was by Michelle McNamara. All right, now down in this section, it talks about the note on the barn. It says, tips came in, but the case went cold. 2 years later, on May 21st, 1990, a teenage boy in northeast Fort Wayne called police with a peculiar story. Over the course of several days, he noticed a message scrawled on a barn door getting progressively darker and more readable. Okay, so that's on May 21st, 1990. So let's now take a look at that message that was on the barn door. We know now that it does say, did you find the other shoe? It says, I kill 8-year-old April Marie Tinsley. I will kill again. Did you find the shoe? Ha ha. Okay, that's what it says in full. Now look at that part, I will kill again. So let's keep in mind, May 21st, 1990. Now, this is the reference in the Sentinel article. It says, 2 years later, in June 1990, so just literally a couple weeks later, 7-year-old Sarah Jean Bowker's body was found in a ditch off Coldwater Road beside Stone Point Village Apartments, where she lived. She, too, had been sexually assaulted and suffocated. Police had been told in May about a message a witness being scrawled on St. Joseph Township barn that read, I kill April Marie Tinsley, and I kill again. I kill again. Many believed Bowker's killer must have been the same person who killed Tinsley, including Dr. Philip O'Shaughnessy, the coroner who examined both bodies. In 1995, the Bowker case was closed after the Allen County Prosecutor's Office decided there was enough circumstantial evidence against a man who was a Bowker family friend, Roy Hensley, who had died the previous year. Okay, so they didn't actually prosecute this person or determine whether or not this person really did kill Sarah Jean Bowker. Now, if you remember the show that was just on IDTV, you remember the circumstantial evidence they had on that one individual? It was stone cold gonna be him. But look, it turns out not to have been that person. So sometimes when you have a mountain of circumstantial evidence, it's still not the right person. That's why there's been a lot of wrongfully convicted people, because they were convicted on circumstantial evidence, and a lot of times you can twist circumstantial evidence to make it fit what you're trying to sell to the jury. I think they should ask the Barbarian, John D. Miller, if he had anything to do with Sarah Jean Bowker's death. He might actually be the killer, and the medical examiner believed the same person killed both. Let's take a look at another article that came out, and I think this was closer to 1995. All right, so this is somewhat hard to read, but I'll zoom in and give it a whirl. A whirl, as it were. Investigators believe an elderly family friend, who's now dead, committed the 1990 molesting slaying of a 7-year-old girl, a published report today said. The unsolved cases of 7-year-old Sarah Jean Bowker in 1990, a similar slaying 2 years earlier, shocked the Fort Wayne community and prompted fears that a child killer was on the loose in Fort Wayne. So it's a little strange that in 1990 there was another killing, but that case didn't get anywhere near the same media attention as April Tinsley, and they hadn't arrested anybody there. So you sort of wonder, were they then trying to sort of hide that there was another killer in there? Because if you read that sentence, it says there was fears that a child killer was on the loose in Fort Wayne. Investigators closed the Bowker case Thursday after deciding there was enough evidence to indicate she was killed by Roy Hensley, a former neighbor of her family, the Fort Wayne Journal-Gazette reported today in a copyright story. Hensley died January 28, 1994, in Aiken, South Carolina, of heart and lung disease. He was 75. Officials plan to meet with the Bowker family today, Chief Deputy Prosecutor Fran Gohl said. Sarah disappeared June 13, 1990, from her family Fort Wayne apartment complex, and her body was found in a nearby grassy creek the next day. She had been suffocated. All right, now let's take a look at, I actually found the location. See, look how concentric this all is. You see this? This is all of the April Tinsley yellow pins, but this one right here is Sarah Jean Bowker. So these are all locations related to April Tinsley, and then this is Sarah Jean Bowker. So it fits sort of neatly into the sort of flow of where this barbarian in the April Tinsley case, John D. Miller, would have killed. And this is the apartment complex that they were just mentioning right there. And I just put a yellow thumbtack there because I thought maybe that was it, but they said grassy creek area. So let's take a look and see if we can see anything that looks like that. So that could be what they're talking about here, like a little pond right here. I chose the location that I did on the map down here further because it looks to me like there's possibly a creek or something back there, and that would be a better place to you know, I mean, I hate to say it, to dump a body inside this wooded area than right here on the side of the road. But they did say a grassy creek-like area, so I mean, this could be it right there. All right, let's get back to that article. Allen County Prosecutor Robert Gevers II declined to say whether Hensley was also suspected in the 1988 slaying of 8-year-old April Marie Tinsley. He said the investigation into that death continues. April disappeared from her Fort Wayne neighborhood on April 3, 1988. Her body, it was actually April 1st, so this is incorrect right here. Her body was found in a rural DeKalb County ditch 3 days later. She had also been molested and suffocated. I think the same person killed both of them, Dr. Philip O'Shaughnessy, the former coroner who examined both bodies. There's too much similarity between the two cases, he said. If they have enough evidence to say that Roy Hensley killed Sarah Bowker, then I believe Roy Hensley killed April Tinsley also. So he was so sure that the same person killed both that he's willing to say that if they believe that Roy Hensley did it, then I know that he also killed April Tinsley. And now we know it wasn't Hensley that killed April Tinsley. So to use the medical examiner's logic, he would then say that John D. Miller killed Sarah Bowker because he believes the same person killed both. Hensley's son and a woman who lived with Hensley for several years said the suspect knew both girls, and this is where it seems like it's possible that Bowker did do this. The suspect knew both girls. The newspaper said David Hensley said his father carried photographs of 2 slain girls in his wallet. So he kept an image of April Tinsley and Sarah Bowker. Gohl said that investigators on the Bowker case had believed since last summer that Hensley was the killer. Thursday meeting was to review the case and confirm what investigators already believed. Investigators learned of Hensley in May 1992 when a relative came to police with suspicions that the man might have been involved in Sarah's death, Gold told Gazette. Gold told the Journal Gazette. In several police interviews, Hensley denied having anything to do with Sarah's slaying, and officers could not corroborate their suspicions, Gold told the newspaper. See, that's what I'm saying. He denied ever doing it, and they couldn't corroborate it. But they're just saying because of circumstantial evidence that he killed Sarah Bowker. But the medical examiner thinks the same person killed both, and we now know John D. Miller killed April Tinsley. The last paragraph here says, a relative of Henley, however, told police that Henley had said he killed Sarah and had urged the relative to keep quiet, Gold said. So if that is true, then we go back to it being Hensley again. All right, so this is a case that it could go either way for me. I don't know if maybe the relatives didn't like the guy and are just trying to convince authorities that he did it. I don't know. I don't know why you'd want to bring shame like that on your family. So I'm going 50-50 on this one. The medical examiner seems sure they were both killed by John D. Miller. And this article and the police seem to believe that Roy Hensley is the killer. However, they could never corroborate the fact of him doing it, although they've accused him of doing it after he died. And I think that's a little bit ridiculous as well. That's what I've got for you on this video. Hopefully, maybe we can get some people to look into it. Maybe we can ask some of the family members some questions. You know, perhaps even that medical examiner is still alive. I just don't know. All right. So I really appreciate everybody showing up to this video. I hope I am helping get some information out there for everybody to take a look at. I am trying to. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to actually do YouTube full time. So I do have a Patreon account. I have a PayPal and even Super Chat when I'm doing live. So if you ever want to support the channel, I would really appreciate it. And maybe someday I can actually only make YouTube videos. I don't know. So that'll probably wrap up this video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you're on a cell phone, you actually have to select, I want to get all notifications. Because if you don't select that, which is crazy, right? If you hit the notification bell, YouTube should say, oh, that means they want to see all their videos. But instead they said, well, we want them to make another choice so that we can still pump the stuff we want to send them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a choice saying, I want to see all the videos or just sometimes. Okay, and sometimes to YouTube means 1 out of 1,000. Okay, so hopefully, if you guys hit that notification bell, you also select that next option. All right, so there you have it, everybody. And until next time, be safe out there.